Like that, telling people that phony water is back. Like that, telling people that phony water is back. Like that.
You are tuned into the W Show on Sideline Sports Talk Network and 100.1 FM, Kansas City. Live from Radio Row in San Francisco, California. Brought to you by Gates Barbecue, the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, Dillard Zona Rosa, the Soul of Santa, Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services, and Wood Nissan.
All right, we're back here live on Radio Row. Took a little break, but we're back. I hope you guys are sticking around and checking us out in Kansas City. We're here, San Francisco, California. It's bright and sunny outside, and it's bright and sunny in here as well. We have a friend of the show joining us. He hasn't been on with us since our first show in Miami, 2019. Yeah. Mr. Dave Meltzer.
Hey-o.
He's a philanthropist, entrepreneur, and an author. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me back. And a shout out to Gates, by the way. As you know, I've been partners with Warren Moon for 20 years, and we're foodies, and we all have our specific places, but Kansas City's one of the greatest places to eat as well.
So you're familiar with Gates?
Oh, yeah. Very familiar. Yeah.
What's your go-to order?
You know, I have the variety. So when you sit down with Warren and I at Gates, it looks like we have 10 people eating.
It's just you two.
Yeah, I like burnt ends. One of my personal favorites, but everything there is so good.
It is true.
We'll try greens with mac and cheese. We'll go through the gambit, both the beef ribs and the pork ribs, which is, you know, why I look like I do.
Yeah, you're here talking about your new book that you have out.
Yeah, I'm blessed. You know, I've written a lot of books, and it was kind of funny because I am truly a philanthropist, like you said, and my mission in life is to empower people to be happy. So I wrote books like Connected to Goodness and Compassionate Capitalism. I wrote a book called Unstoppable, Creating the Life You Love. And I built, you know, a pretty big community now, millions of people as a middle-aged mutant turtle on the internet. And Simon & Schuster was like, Dave, you got to sell a book with a title that will rock people so they buy it. Because you can't sell a secret, man.
Right.
No one's walking by the airport going, oh, compassionate capitalism. I really want to read that on the airplane. So I put my head down and really thought about what would make me want to read a book. And it's a lesson that everybody has experienced. So I wrote the book, Don't Do Business with Dicks, How to Remove Toxicity from Your Life. Surround yourself with positive influences. So it has good meaning. But if you don't have a good title, it's not going to sell. And I've sold more pre-order than I sold all 3 of those other books.
So what would you say is like maybe the top 3 ways to remove that toxic relationship, the toxicity out of your life?
Yeah, I think number 1, you have to identify your divine direction. So the first categorization is this person aligned with my divine direction, or are they going to interfere with it?
Right.
And then you got to categorize the people that are aligned with, is this a person that is going to be none of the time helping me, some of the time helping me, or almost all the time?
Right.
And then attribute the time accordingly. You don't have to let those people fall away or fire them because they're in your divine direction.
Right.
But you really want to make sure that you spend your intention with the people that are going to be there for you almost all the time. And then the final one is just to align your values. And so in order to do that, most people have never really clearly defined their values. And for me, because I lost everything in 2008, and my wife who's standing over there, you know, when I came home 5:30 in the morning, wasted from the Grammy Awards with Little John, she's like, you better take stock in who you were and who you want to become, because I'm leaving. That shook my world. Now it's 18 years ago. And, you know, I'm blessed to have that woman in my life. You know, I got checkmate by a queen, and I'm glad that's
so you got rid of Lil Jon. Dang, he seems like such a good time.
You know, you said that, and I was
need a good time.
I was just thinking, I was like, well, can I get a hall pass to just one night with Lil Jon at the Grammys too?
I had too many halls. Well, the problem was what I did before the Grammys.
Right.
She didn't want me to go. She actually told me before I went, I don't want you to go. You're not paying attention to the family, to your work, and you're partying way too hard.
The blinders.
So was you like, okay?
I lied. I lied to her and went to the Grammy Awards. And yes, I was surrounded by But I will tell you a good story at the Grammys. You know, people ask me, because I made it through and I have the best wife and the best marriage. We've been married 28 years. I have 4 children. I don't drink. I don't do drugs anymore. All the things that I did. But I'm one of the few people, man, it was worth it. Like so many crazy stories over the years. I think it's funny. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning and was thinking to myself, last time I was in San Francisco, I think I went to bed at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And now I'm in
Look
the
at
gym.
you, turn around.
Turn
A
around,
changed
come
man.
back.
They
A
always say
changed
the
man.
falls and the pitfalls makes the rise even better.
Yeah, and I did enjoy myself. We actually kicked Studdard, was it Ruben Studdard? Remember
Yeah,
from
yeah.
American Idol?
Yeah.
We ended up kicking him out of our suite that night.
Really?
Oh, it was such a good night.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I always ask people, what is their why?
Yes.
And you kind of gave a little bit of it, but what is yours?
I think it's really interesting because I get that question a lot. I do a lot of executive coaching, entertainers, entrepreneurs, billionaires, athletes, some of the greatest in the world. And they'll come to me and say, help me figure out my purpose after I'm done playing, or I'm lost, Mr. Meltzer, help me find my why. And the way that I start is not with wisdom, because they'll look for the dummy tax that I paid. And I paid a lot of dummy tax. I lost over 100 million, went bankrupt, made it back. So they think they're looking for that in the purpose, but I actually start with faith. And I start with a simple decision and a devotion that you have to have, that there's something bigger than you that loves you, protects you, promotes you, and perfects you more than your mom.
Wow.
And if you're going to do this with me, you're going to apply that why to what you think your purpose is, because the thoughts about our purpose are our purpose, and your purpose better be greater than your pain, and you better have the wisdom and the faith to shorten that distance of resistance that all human beings experience.
Yeah, for
Wow.
sure. So going back to the book, can I hold it?
Yes, please.
Don't do business with dicks.
There it is.
Did you
Kodak
learn something about yourself in not doing business with people as you were writing this book?
I did. I still realize that I am learning the lessons that I teach.
Mhm.
You know, one of the lessons in the books is you're either humble or you're about to be.
Okay.
And even in writing the book, I had to find my own humility that, am I being a hypocrite? You know, am I still doing business for the sake of making money instead of for the sake of helping people, when I'm out there telling everybody, make a lot of money for the sake of helping people? And I kind of re-examined where I'm putting my money. And, you know, I'm the chairman of a lot of different foundations, but one is in Africa called the Unstoppable Foundation, which I wrote that book for charity, Unstoppable, creating with Jack Canfield. He wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Yeah.
And I started saying to myself, do I really need this? I could build a whole nother community in Africa. At the time, it was only $25,000 to create a sustainable village in Africa. And, you know, I was still buying things in that range that, you know, staying in a $4,500 a night hotel room, for example.
Yeah.
And so I always really leaned into mercy, to gratitude and grace. But I started going back to frugality and making sure that I wasn't scarce. I was still making a shitload of money. I believe in the God having more than enough for everyone. But I really learned in this book that I was being still hypocritical about where I was placing my dollars. And so you'll see me at the Home to Suites. You'll see me wearing fake watches, things like that, because there's no reason to waste your money on a $350,000 watch.
Right.
Yeah.
So this Richard Milley right here is not real. Come on,
I
man.
gotta tell you the story.
So what are your ways? What's the website?
Yeah, okay. Text me, it's TikTok. We'll get shit with that. But how about this though? When I was 13 years old, very broke, right? Single mom, 6 kids, worked 2 jobs, literally packed my dinner in a paper bag, drove us around, and she filled turnstiles at convenience stores with greeting cards. My mom was a badass, right? And she had 2 rules: wake up 5 a.m. every morning, do whatever you want to do. And 2, she was a 3rd degree black belt in the martial art of Jewish guilt. And so we were good kids. But literally, when I was 13, one of my rich uncles, which he wouldn't take any money from, gave me an expensive watch. And I worked at school in the kids' book. Well, they call it bullying. They pick on it. I didn't call it bullying back then. But they made fun of me. They said, "Is that fake? Did you steal it?" So I put it away. My mom's like, where's the watch for your birthday? I said, "I'm not wearing it. Kids make fun of me." She literally said this. This is super cool. "David, I want you to be so rich someday that I only want you to wear fake watches, and
So nobody-
everybody will think it's real."
Nobody questions it.
Yeah.
I'll give these things away to people, and they'll go around and brag to everyone. "Dave gave me a $350,000 Richard Mille," right? And then I'll call him the next morning. He's like, "You want your watch back?" I'm like, "No, I just want you to know it's fake." But I got all the marketing I needed.
Yeah.
Love it.
So what do you have? What else you got going on this weekend?
So beyond that, you know, I want to mention, because I know you.
Yes.
So, you know, I always say mental health is a big issue in my mission of empowering people to be happy.
Right.
If you don't have the perception of being happy, and this is a book, I study history to learn human nature. And I went back, I'm chairman of Napoleon Hill Institute. Think and Grow Rich. You guys already know.
Right. Yep.
And so I went back and I said, I don't know much about mental health. And Napoleon Hill is great with entrepreneurship and mindset. And I found the classic, right? Like over 20 million copies sold, 75 years old, L. Ron Hubbard. You know, and I ask kids all the time, what are you doing now? Right? Because I got this do it now philosophy. What are you doing now for mental health? And I start to teach them the modern science of mental health. There's some simple things scientifically in mental health. And there's a lot of great books out there, old books that are new.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of brought this with me. And I know this group's here to help people kind of look through and change their perspective on maybe a different way that they can help themselves see what they're doing to interfere with their God.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because mental health now affects everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody.
And some people I know
And we can feel comfortable talking about the fact that
Yep.
it's a
and
problem.
as men, we don't.
No.
Like
I never did.
Like more or less, it's like, you know, we want to still be the tough guy, right? Like we don't just talk about it enough. But why do you feel like it's important?
Well, everybody goes through traumas, and we genetically inherit traumas and energetically inherit. And that's part of my book there, right? The toxicity is going to start creating trauma in your life, and you don't even know how it impacts you.
Sure.
I mean, I'm going to get really personal, but I never told anyone. I was interviewing Sugar Ray Leonard, and he says in the interview, you know, I'm with Todd Bridges, and all of a sudden Todd Bridges talked about how he was molested when he was a little boy, and all of a sudden I said, I was too, in public. And for some reason in the interview, I'm like, well, actually, when I was 9, that happened to me.
Yeah.
And I'm still, you can see the feeling that I'm 58 years old.
Yeah.
But I almost blacked it out of my life. Like I never, like sometimes if you would ask me, I'm like, oh no, that never happened to me. And those are the type of things that we have to feel comfortable elevating awareness to. 1 out of 4 men have some sort of experience being, you know, molested or abused.
Yeah.
And how many men talk about it?
Yeah.
And you know, I remember Gary Vee, he started my kind of Instagram career. And I started telling people I went bankrupt. And I'm like, Gary, man, it felt so good to get off my chest.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, people are going to make fun of me. More people hire me about financial advice because I lost everything than when I was rich. It's kind of weird. But like, he looked at me, and the wisest thing the guy's told me, and he's a good friend, he said, man, I can't wait to see what you tell people. There's things that are hidden in you that if you share them with people, it's going to help them, Dave.
Yeah.
And the more powerful that you get, the bigger you get, the more you should share about what really happens to make more people feel comfortable working with them.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about taking your mission to military bases?
I do that already. I'm actually working with the military games in North Carolina and Chula Vista on the Olympic side. I'm trying, you know, I speak 200 days a year. And so trying to give the stories and the lessons that resonate with people. And my biggest mission is to bring us all together. You know, unity is misunderstood. People think unity is this one thing. I was like, unity is taking 2 or more and making it one.
Yeah.
And the only way that happens is through appreciation. And my whole thing is, let's take a second and appreciate our differences. All 4 of us, we're not equal, but we deserve equal opportunity. And the way that we get equal opportunity is by appreciating your skill sets, your knowledge, and your desire, and mine as well. And it's okay that they're not the same.
Right.
Yeah.
It's super cool it's not the same. And there's too many people that are separating us over nonsense
A lot of
or
nonsense.
non-true things
Right.
because they're not even interested. I was saying, be more interested than interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody tells me something, first thing I ask is, why do you feel that way?
Yeah.
Not, what are you, crazy? That's not true. And
Right.
people, it's destroying families and friends and communities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave,
absolutely.
tell people where they can find your book.
I appreciate it. You can find it everywhere. I'm blessed to be everywhere. So Amazon, Walmart, Barnes and Noble. You can email me directly. Anybody from your community that buys this book, I trust them. Just email me, and I'll send my other books to you for free.
Wow.
So I'll pay for shipping, pay for the book, etc. Part of my mission, if they're not learning as a whole all these different things, so I want, you know, obviously I have a big publisher, so they need me to sell this one, but I can give away the other ones. So David@dmeltzer.com.
Okay. Appreciate you giving us some of your time today,
Thank you.
man.
Oh, you guys are great.
Thank
I'll be back next year.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
That's Dave Meltzer. Make sure you go get the book.
Yes.
Don't do business with dicks. It's the W Show.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Thank you, guys.
Oh man, that was wonderful.
Awesome. You
The
guys
views
are
and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.